Bacon burger.
Hello and welcome to the God, oh please help me God, I'm doing this against my will podcast, where tonight we will be discussing the topic of two polytheistic religions that you may know. Now, they are two religions that we have looked over in the past and we're going to talk about in more depth tonight. It is Hinduism and Sikhism.
Yes,
I bet
two.
you're seeking the truth, aren't you? Now, I'm here with my co-host, Anthony John Kovac.
Yes, I'm here.
Also known as Anton by
that's me.
more closer friends. Now, we're going to be getting to our discussion. So we're going to first talk about the concept of the deities between these two religions, because it's actually quite interesting. Said no one ever.
Well, no one ever. Except people in those religions or something. I don't know. I've never been.
Well, actually, before we get to any of the main points, we should probably get some background information about these two religions. So these two religions are commonly practiced in India. Hinduism, especially. Almost the large majority of both of these religions are housed in India, and their main church or synagogue is in India, which is very good. Very good if you ask me. What do you think about it, Anton?
Yes, my friend. Yes. But yeah.
Oh, okay. So now that we got that out of the way, these religions are among the top 5 most commonly practiced religions in the world. Sikhism being 5th, and Hinduism being, I think it's either 3rd or 4th. But that doesn't really matter. What we're going to be talking about is what the main points of comparison are for these two religions, because they're quite similar on paper. So we're going to be talking about their deities. So what do you want to tell us about Sikhism and their deities, Anton?
Well, Sikhism, they emphasize monotheism, believing in one eternal God known as, I'm going to butcher this extremely badly, but Wahaguru, and they reject idol worship and the veneration of multiple deities.
Yes. With Sikhism in particular, I've heard that they have a lot to do with, they have one formless God, but it is considered a polytheistic religion because they also worship the 12 gurus. Now, it is, with Hinduism, it gets more sophisticated. There are, I believe, hundreds of gods, if not more than that. But, you want to tell us a little bit about it, Anton?
Yeah, they're generally polytheistic. They worship multiple gods, as you said, such as Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and a couple, let's see here, like 98 others or something like that. There's a good bit of them. They practice idol worship and reverence for various gods and goddesses. So
all on the lights.
We should probably talk about rituals and worship practices. So I'll start with Sikhism, because that's what we did with
Hinduism.
The concept of deities. With Sikhism, they worship in the Gurudwaras. They focus on community prayers, singing hymns.
Also called kirtan.
Kirtan.
It's like a curtain, like on a window.
Yeah, like a curtain on a window. Yeah.
But it's not a curtain on a window.
Yeah, and then they practice reading from the Guru Granth Sahib. Try saying that 5 times fast, will you? Basically, their version of the Bible for people that are too dumb to understand what the religious text is. Now, they believe strongly in community service, emphasizing selfless service, also known as Siva, and communal meals to promote equality, called Langar.
Yeah.
I don't want to langar too long on that subject. Now, funeral rites. They prefer cremation with ceremonies, including the readings of hymns from the Guru Granth Sahib and recitation of prayers for the departed soul. Now we're going to move on to, that was the main thing about religion and worship practice for Sikhism, and we should probably bring up Hinduism. Anton?
Yes. So Hinduism, they perform in temples, which they call manders, like a mandarin, but not a mandarin, it's mandir. Just get rid of the N on the end. With rituals conducted by priests, including offerings and chanting of mantras. They have many rituals or rituals that involve puja, meditation, yoga, and adherence to dharma, like the sort of duty and ethics sort of thing.
Yeah, it's sort of what you're obligated to do as a Hindu.
Yes.
Hindu it, as they say over in India.
Is that like the Nike slogan? Like, just do it.
Probably. Pretty sure the owner of Nike was Hindu. Maybe. Never know.
Never
Just
know
do
these
it.
days.
Never know.
So the funerals traditionally involve cremation with customs and rituals that have evolved over a longer sort of a massively long history.
And you know what else is massive? You know what's crazy is that meme is still.
So the funerals traditionally involve cremation with customs and rituals that have evolved over a longer sort of a massively long history. Massive history.
We're going to talk about the afterlife. So, I'll let you take Sikhism for afterlife this time, Anton. I'll cover Hinduism.
Switching it up. All right. So, the reincarnation. They believe in a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, which is pretty cool. If you've ever played a Roblox Tycoon, they do that a lot in there. And they call that samsara. And it's influenced by one's actions, also known as karma. And if you've been on Reddit, you know what karma is. So, you know, you have a pretty good understanding what karma here is. Mukti is the ultimate goal, the ultimate goal is liberation, which is also called mukti. You achieve liberation from the cycle of rebirth achieved through devotion to God and righteous living. Heaven, their concepts of heaven and hell, they're temporary states of heaven and hell that the soul will experience based on their karma, but they're not permanent. All right, now let's go over to Hinduism. Wake up.
Where are we at?
Hinduism.
Ah, yes.
You can't be falling asleep on this podcast, bro. Come on.
I feel like I'm one of the viewers right now watching this, trying to be entertained. But so we're talking about Hinduism,
It's
afterlife.
okay. I'll put
So-
Family Guy clips over.
Sounds good.
We'll be okay.
Now we're going to talk about Hinduism, afterlife, which, just like Sikhism, is based on reincarnation. There's a continuous cycle of life, birth, death, and life, and it's governed by karma. It's also known as samsara. And then there's a special word in Hinduism. You can't forget it. It's called moksha. The ultimate aim for a Hindu is moksha. And that is liberation from the cycle of rebirth, leading to union with the divine.
So kind of similar.
Yeah. Let's talk
Same,
about a
but
heaven and
different.
hell. Let's talk about a heaven and hell, just like with Sikhism.
Uh-huh.
It is a temporary heaven or hell experience based on the karma that the person has. Quite interesting, isn't it? It's not eternal. You Christian people, it's not eternal.
Dang. Wow, hey, you can't be calling them that, bro. They'll come after
But
you.
Okay, you're right.
You can't get canceled on your first appearance.
I apologize to the people I've offended.
Come on, put out the apology video. Come on.
Have made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect it. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
Right. I don't think you forgave me, but this is
you're forgiven. You're forgiven.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, we covered basically the main things that we can really focus on. I'm gonna have our chart. It's gonna appear right here where
yep,
my hand
right
is.
there, right there.
Yep.
Hold on,
So
hold
you
on.
can all see it. Oh, yep. Hold on. We're
Okay,
gonna get
yep,
another.
there we go.
Yep, right here.
Yep, right there.
So
Do
I
a
can
couple
read
more
it.
poses. Just do it. Yeah, it's right there where your hands were. Do a couple more poses. Like it's like right there. Perfect. Okay. Enough of that.
Now, since we've covered the basics, I think we can get a word from our sponsor.
Yes. Here comes our sponsor.
Hinduism and Sikhism are both very time-consuming religions, intended to help you receive enlightenment. Ask your local guru if Hinduism and or Sikhism is right for you. Do not practice Hinduism or Sikhism if you are allergic to any of its practices. Common side effects include nausea, dizziness, dry mouth, headache, and mild fatigue. Serious side effects may include increased heart rate, difficulty breathing, severe dizziness, or swelling of the face, lips, or throat. Seek immediate medical attention from your guru if you experience any of these symptoms. In rare cases, Hinduism or Sikhism may cause serious side effects such as liver damage, irregular heartbeat, or mood changes. Stop use and contact your guru if you experience unexplained muscle pain, yellowing of the skin or eyes, or sudden mood swings.
Ooh,
Thank you to our sponsors that have sponsored this terrible podcast that I'm sure nobody wants to watch. And this was a huge waste of time for everyone. And I'm sure everybody else's is also going to be a waste of time because who is going to use this in life? Not me for sure. And I'm sure you aren't either.
yeah.
Anton, do you have anything else to add before we close this segment?
Um. No, I think just like everybody, be safe. This is the shortest podcast episode that I think I've ever done. But, we got a lot of very good information out of it for people that want to know about this stuff.
Yep. As always, we pray that you keep yourself safe, and we hope that you can take this podcast seriously, and you can. We hope that you learned something today that you probably didn't know before, and we hope that you live a good and healthy and happy life. This one was a terrible episode. Ryan,
Yes.
signing off.
The I'm being forced to do this against my will podcast is not responsible for any of these symptoms or any racism, sexism, or any other isms that may have been developed after watching this video.